Okay, so I was randomly thinking about this today, and I figured probably nobody watching me actually knows about this, and I'm assuming that just because it's over 20 years old. This happened about 25 years ago. That is the craziest shit, and it is a scary fucking ordeal. Okay, so like I was gonna say this is probably the most horrific radio broadcast event of all time. But the World of the War one was actually much scarier. If you know anything about that, this guy basically had a broadcast pretending that like Mars was attacking Earth, civilization was on the on the collapse. A lot of people died because of this broadcast. A lot of people committed suicide. People started looting. It was crazy chaos, anarchy everywhere. This one, we're just gonna go ahead and play it. I've known about this for a while, and it's fucking eerie as shit. I cannot wait. All right, let's go ahead. On September 11th, 1997, during the Art Bell show, great show by the way, a frantic man claimed he'd oh.
Online, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Already got the
Um,
goosebumps, man.
Well, look, let's begin by finding
I
out whether
always get a little
you're
creeped
still
out when I listen to
employed
this.
or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us
Choice of words right there.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens are uh, they're extra dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. Uh, they are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of
Tinfoil hat moment, guys.
of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
I started getting.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the rest of the video because the rest of the video basically comes down to the fact that whenever he was on the call with Art Bell, this back in 1997. Actually, this was September 11th, 1997. 4 years exactly before 9/11. That is the craziest thing. So, in the middle of the call, right here at the 2.5 minute mark, that's when they lost their connection with the satellite. That's when the broadcast ended. And you know what? The shit got shut down. That's what makes this shit so fucking eerie. Somebody shut the fucking show down. And Art Bell, he had been on the radio for I think like 20, 25 years before this. Never has he dealt with this. They had to get on a backup network just to get the show back on. It took 30 minutes to get back up. And in his response, because I listened to this whole broadcast, I had to re-listen to it because I've heard it. I've heard this like 5 times, but I had to re-listen to it today, the entire 3-hour episode, because it's on Spotify if you want to listen to it. Art Bell, Frantic Caller, Area 51 guy, whatever you want to call it. It's a 3-hour podcast. It's not really a podcast, but it's a radio show on Spotify. It presented as a podcast, and this doesn't even start happening until like an hour and 45 minutes into it. And then from there on, it just becomes people talking about the Area 51 guy. Like people keep calling and asking like, what the fuck is going on? Um, yeah, so basically they get back on it. Art's like, I've never dealt with that before. I don't even know what cut our connection off. That's so weird. He's like, I don't even know if I should even be talking about this anymore. Just for references, I am not suicidal. I don't want to die. If I die, you know what happened. And here's the funny thing about this too: the original video on this is gone. You can't even look it up anymore. It's so weird. It actually took me forever to find this specific video because I originally seen this video on 4chan and I was like, "There's no way." And then I actually listened to the broadcast and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because this is back from 1997, November or no, November, sorry, September 11th, 1997. I was 7 years old. Actually, I wasn't even seven yet. I was six when this happened. It's fucking crazy, dude. Something that he says in here where they are not what they appear to be, and this whole reason I even got on this whole subject is because I was talking about atmospheric jellyfish in my last video I did talking about NASA. I don't trust NASA. I've said this before. I think that there's a lot of shit that we don't know um, about them infiltrating different aspects of society. That's that's believable. I mean, if there was a way to control the masses, then I mean, hey, if you really think about it, technology has exploded, like skyrocketed to like levels that you couldn't even imagine compared to what it used to be, and it just doesn't make sense how people are just suddenly able to do this shit. Makes you really wonder, are we learning some shit? Let's see, where are we at? Let me find what else I wanted to say. They made contact and we've been infiltrated, and they're talking about they want to start like reducing the population now for control. Yeah. Well, here's the thing about that. I would 100% believe that, but we're at the point now where people have just become zombie slaves more than we've ever been in like history, I believe. Like we're at the point now where you just comply with what the fucking news tells you. It used to not be that. Like people used to not really give a shit about the news. Now we're just so like caught up in like headlines to articles we never read. Everyone's stuck on their computers, everyone's stuck on their phones. We're not paying attention to anything anymore. The level of creativity and imagination has plummeted, which is why when you see like superheroes nowadays, when a new one comes out, they're just like the most generic fucking thing, or they're just like extremely overpowered because they're not real written, or I'm sorry, they're not really well written anymore. It just I don't know. Um, yeah. So, anyways, like if you want to see the actual full video, I will link it to you. Like I said, I have some thoughts about this. Now, oh yeah, here's a follow up on this. So 8 months after this broadcast, originally, Art Bell got another call on the show from another guy, from a guy named Brian, who claims that he was the original Frantic caller. Well, he tries to imitate it, and there's just something off about it. He tried to say that the whole thing was just like a joke or whatever, and none of it was real. It was just bullshit. He was just having fun. But here's the thing about it: like when he tries to imitate the voice, you just don't. It sounds like the original call. You just don't really believe it. You know what I mean? Was he compromised? Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments if you made it this far. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.